it's been a fun time coming together as a group here over the last 4-6 weeks. So a lot of preparation for this game, and it's just exciting. We're ready to start against a rivalry team, and the place should be rocking. These are fun games.
You probably wouldn't imagine the scenario, JT, of 11 forwards and 16 tonight. How do you handle that? You guys are pretty good at dealing with adversity off and on, and you're presented with another challenge tonight against a very good team.
Yeah, that doesn't change anything for me personally. Next man up mentality. Someone's got to step up and play a couple more minutes here and there, and we have total faith in our group and everything we've been practicing and training for. It shouldn't matter. Things like this are going to happen. They're out of our control, and what better team to do it against, I guess, than the Oilers.
How much of a difference can it be having a full training camp under Rick and understanding the systems and the preseason and kind of everybody being on the same page? How important was that to have a full camp?
Yeah, it's everything you just said, really. It's, he came in last year and kind of had to implement everything on the fly, which is hard because you're playing every other day. We've had a lot of time to talk and think about what we want to do and just the reps and, how to become habits and not just one-offs. So we've been doing a good job of that, so it's time to put it to the test.
There were some really encouraging signs in the preseason with the penalty kill, and obviously it was a huge story last year. How excited are you to put it to the test against these guys tonight?
It's just preseason. This is the real deal against the best players in the world, so it's definitely going to test us, but, that we should want this and embrace this. These are, for me as a, being on the kill, these are the moments I want to be in. It's against the best power play and some of the best players in the world, so, super easy reasons to get up today, and that's obviously a big challenge for us.
You're part of this new leadership group that's been allowed to create its own voice. Has the message changed this year compared to years past?
Yeah, it's different this year. I think we're just we're trying to play with a lot of pressure. We know we've prepared ourselves off the ice. We've prepared in our video sessions, and we're ready to go. I don't think it's more. We shouldn't be making it more difficult on ourselves than that. There's a lot of pressure in this city, as we know, but we should want to embrace that and use it for the good. And playing Edmonton at home to start the season is about as exciting as it gets for us. So I think we're just worried about today.
A lot of change in the roster, JT. Are you a better team than you were a year ago?
I'm not gonna dive in.
In terms of improvement, okay, I should rephrase that. In terms of understanding structure, systems, things that Rick has relentlessly talked about that good teams do.
Yeah, we've
in that respect.
we've added some veteran players that know how to play the game. We've played in some important games. So I'm not going to put words in anybody's mouth. We're excited about the changes and looking forward to coming together as a group with some different faces.
A couple of guys skated early this morning, so it'll be game time on a couple of guys, but they skated early today. They got to take one more test.
Any chance Mikheyev plays tonight?
No.
This weekend, maybe?
He's progressing. I don't want to pin it, but he's obviously close. He's been working really hard.
So will you have a full complement then of 4 lines of forwards and full sets of D?
We'll know at 7:00. Tonight. We got a couple of guys who got a test next hour or two. They're doing one more test.
Yes, Luger would be in that. You mentioned the other day you expect him back on. You guys, sorry.
You expected Blueger back on the ice because he said it was hard to keep him off the practice ice. Is he one of those guys that's testing himself for tonight?
Yeah, we got to get a test on him. He's a heart and soul type of guy, but I don't want to jeopardize him. So we'll see how he feels later. Still we got 6 hours, so we'll see.
You probably didn't imagine this when you guys went to training camp because you're so looking forward to a full camp, a full preseason, having a full roster, and yet you get thrown this curveball. How much of it is an adjustment for you as a coach?
Well, whether it's the opening night or it's in December, whether it's March or April, you're dealt these type of things sometimes. Adversity hits, we went through the flu bug and stuff, but every team goes through this stuff. It's, just more magnified as it's opening night. If it's in December, it's probably not as magnified, but because it's opening night, it's more magnified.
We asked JT Miller, is this a better team than a year ago? And of course, the player doesn't want to answer that question, but he did admit that because of a full camp with you and a full training camp, maybe the team is better positioned than it was before in terms of structure and understanding what has it. Do you agree with that in terms of your time here?
I think players want to know where to be in certain situations. I think they've we're still getting there, but I think they have an understanding where to be in certain situations. Obviously, the PK was a major stuff that had to be addressed here over the years. And that's one of the positives we came out of camp, where we had, full bunch of guys that could penalty kill. And that was one of our bright spots in camp. We did well in the penalty kill.
Was Susie one of the guys that skated this morning?
Yeah, he went early. So, like I said, it's gonna be the feel, type of thing.
On Akito, if
Yeah.
he plays, what do you need to see from him? Because he only played one preseason game.
Yeah.
Why is he the choice to be the guy that comes back up?
Hockey IQ. You're playing a team of Edmonton that throws a lot of different looks at you, and you need hockey IQ. Obviously, you want people to squash plays. I get it, but there's certain setups that they do. You need brains out there, and he has them. I think him coming up last year playing, I forget how many games he played, 7. I think that was big for us. Listen. I know we were in the playoffs, and they're different type of levels of game, but he still played NHL games. So I just feel he gives us a better opportunity to go in there tonight.
Why didn't you take a longer look at him in preseason, given all that?
Well, we had a couple of the guys. We wanted. We only had 6 exhibition games. I wanted to make sure we had some of our regulars had 4 months off, so I wanted to get them in there. So you got to find that sweet spot, and a couple other guys, we gave them a longer look. We thought they would, to be honest, with you, be ahead, and they weren't. And this is kind of what we're at now.
If you do go with 11 forwards, how do you work with the rotations on getting even ice time and not
Yeah.
overplaying certain players?
Yeah, no. If that happens tonight, it's happened before a couple of times with me, and it's you got to really be strategic, right? Lafferty can play center, which is good. I like the fact that we have a lot of hybrids. Guys can play wing and center, so he can spell Millers and PD and Suter. So I got to make sure. We got 2 days off between our next game. We had 5 days off. If some guys are going to play 20, 22 minutes, they can handle it. So I'm not really worried about that. And sometimes guys play better, when they get in the game more, I don't think you want a steady die of it, but for a game, it's okay.
We've heard Elias kind of rise up to the challenge a lot of time to play against some of the best players in the world. Is that what you're hoping for tonight against McDavid and Draisaitl?
Yeah, I mean, your best players want to play against the other best players, right, and show what they got. Yeah, I know Huggy, they're just chomping a bit to play. And you're playing against a team that, is one of the favorites to win the Cup. They got 2 of the best players that, they're not saying it, but obviously they feel they have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. So why not measure and stick right now? That's awesome for us. I think it's a great challenge, and it should be fun for us. We should embrace it.
I'm sure there's some excitement from the players, but from just speaking to them, it felt like business. Like, is that the mentality of you guys heading into tonight?
Yeah, it's a as a coach, you got to kind of temper it too, because it's not. You're not pushing your chips in all this game, and I know after the game, whatever happens, but you want to make sure the guys aren't over, excited or they're nervous, or you got to handle pressure. 82 games. This is just one of those 82 games. Yeah, it's opening night, and there's a little bit of a buzz, but you still got to make sure that you're still even keel, but also competitive. Like, make sure there's a lot of passion in our game tonight.
Rick, as a former player, what do you admire when you see McDavid and Draisaitl 9th season together? The numbers are staggering.
Yeah.
1,585 points, over 600 goals, 16 NHL awards between the two of them. What do you admire as a former player? And then when you look at tape, trying to game plan for these guys, can you?
Yeah, I really respect, obviously, both of them. Connor's 200-foot game his last couple of years, even in the playoffs, I watch him hitting, being the first guy in a back check, intercepting a pass. It's not about goals and assists. He even says it. I mean, he's going to get his points, let's face it, but his two-way game is incredible. I've never seen a guy play both ends of the rink, and obviously Draisaitl's a horse out there. They rely on them a lot over the years, and they've delivered under pressure. That's what I remember. Guys that can play under pressure, and they're hungry. You can tell.
Can you defend him?
Well, I mean, there's certain things that we're going to try to do. I mean, you try to contain. There's going to be some situations where, you're not going to have everybody to defend them, and we're going to have to make sure that we give the worst option for him. We can't give him the grade A's, but he's going to get his looks. We just got to temper those looks and make sure he goes into our coverage, not where we have one guy naked with him. I mean, that's where he'll kill you.
Rick, I think last year the intro video for the Canucks before the game was up for an ESPY, I think, for one of the best videos of the year. Do you have any acting skills that you're going to show tonight in the intro video?
Yeah, I think I was in there for about maybe a second. Nobody wants to see me. Yeah, I got the flyby. I probably get like $2 from Saga, whatever they pay you. I don't get much.